Hello and a very warm welcome to Meghan and Harry News YouTube channel. Pop star Taylor Swift is now getting her name dragged into the orchestrated smear campaign against Meghan and Harry. Daily Telegraph, whose address is at Buckingham Palace Road and is very much part of the smear campaign, put this story out. Taylor Swift snubbed invite to Duchess of Sussex's podcast. Reports claim Meghan wrote a personal letter asking her to appear on the Archetypes show, but the singer declined through a representative. This is one of the strategies of the smear campaign, because they constantly attack them for every single little thing they can think of, and much of this is fabricated. This will only make other celebrities wary of interacting with them, because they know then they will probably get heat from the toxic media because of their association. This is how poisonous the toxic media are, and someone like Taylor Swift, who relies heavily on the media, may have wanted to go on the podcast, but declined because they can't be bothered with all the hassle. It says here, it is alleged that Meghan wrote a personal letter to Taylor Swift asking her to appear on Archetypes, but the singer declined through a representative. But of course this toxic media platform who reside at Buckingham Palace Road imply that Taylor Swift snubbed them. There is also the possibility that the story is not even true in the first place, just as the Duchess of Dior story was a chain of lies from the beginning, fabricated from the start as an agenda to end up mocking Meghan for something that didn't even happen. It is interesting how this smear campaign has escalated of late. Their vicious and toxic reporting must not be having the desired effect, and they keep doing the same thing over and over again in order to achieve the same result, and that description is what insanity is called. They say that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again with the full expectation that the results are going to be different. Well, that is what you're seeing with the smear campaign. They keep on fabricating stories, picking on irrelevant angles and making them negative. They have become predictable, all in their agenda to diminish Meghan and Harry's popularity, because the firms still consider them a threat to the monarchy, and all because they quit and started financing themselves, and the greedy monarchy don't want the public to realise this and then question the monarchy. Why don't you do the same thing as opposed to taking money from the poor UK taxpayer? So they continue to demonise Meghan and Harry to distract the public from realising this very simple and obvious point. Whether or not Meghan asked Taylor Swift to go on a podcast is irrelevant. Whether or not she wanted to go on it or not is irrelevant. What these headlines are now being used for is for something much more insidious. They are being used as ammunition for the army of online trolls to use and mock Harry and Meghan on social media. Many of these trolls are part and parcel of the smear campaign, but many are brainwashed NPCs who don't think for themselves and are caught up in the irrelevant gossip and arguments that fuel such nonsense. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Hello and a very warm welcome to Meghan and Harry News YouTube channel. A clip from an interview on GMB has gone viral. Once again, it's a rare sight to see some truth being told on these mainstream channels, so I thought I would share it with you. This may be a couple of months old, but I had not seen it before, which is no surprise because anything pro-Meghan or pro-Harry and not pro-royal family or the firm is usually hidden from the masses. It doesn't get seen, so you end up seeing a clip like this resurfacing a couple of months later, and it only then gets some traction on social media. In this clip, we see Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu refute people asking for Meghan to show King Charles respect by turning the question on them. Where is their respect? Let's take a look at this clip and break it down.
Meghan is damned if she comes, she's damned if she doesn't come.
I agree with that.
And can I just say, I'm sorry, I really love this story. I love the story about, oh, please show some respect. Well, where was the respect when they didn't show up for Lilibet's christening? Where was the respect when the Queen was on her deathbed and Charles said, Harry, you come but don't bring her?
Can you imagine a family member is dying and you know that that is going to be the outcome, and you then tell one of your family members that yes, it's okay for you to come, but don't bring your wife? How utterly disrespectful is that? Respect is a two-way thing. If you don't give it, you can't expect it back.
Charles said, Harry, you come but don't bring her. Where was the respect if this performative father-in-law who walked her down the aisle showing such support but failed once at all to support her, to show any kind of allegiance to her, to protect her from the tsunami of racism, the abuse.
The criticism that they weren't there at the christening is ridiculous. The christening was in California. There's no way that you could have suddenly...
The firm can go anywhere they want to. They can do whatever they want. They can fly anywhere at the drop of a hat. If they wanted to go to a christening in California, they could go if they want. There is no respect there, yet the toxic media expect Meghan and Harry to respect them, but they have every reason not to. When initially Meghan and Harry were subjected to the media hatred campaign, early on when they were still working members of the royal family, and Meghan was made ill, was depressed, was thinking all kinds of things, and Harry went to the other members of his family because he was concerned. They offered no help. They didn't want anything like that getting out to the public. They just wanted her to put up with and stay silent. And yet all that time, much of those press stories were coming from or leaked from the PR offices of the firm in order to smear Meghan and Harry's name. And all because the public warmed to them far more than they do the royal family. That's what it was all about. Jealousy over their popularity, jealousy over Meghan's talents, over the fact that she was a self-made millionaire, not a born with a silver spoon in her mouth billionaire like the royals. No, she had earned her status, earned it through hard work. It wasn't gifted to her. Meghan and Harry's popularity drove the firm mad, and it still does to this day. The success of the Netflix series and Spare book have exacerbated that. That is why the smear campaign is ongoing to this day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.